Today we are talking all things Law Society Annual Conference. I'm really pleased as ever to be joined by CPD Senior Manager Rachel Steer from the Law Society of Scotland. Rachel, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ali. Thank you. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm good. I have had a weekend off, but I believe you have been working hard with the rights of audience. Um,
The training program, we look after the training program. So we have had 21 prospective solicitor advocates over the weekend. So yeah, no rest for the wicked. We're here at 9:20 on a Monday, and I've not even had a coffee yet.
Well, we're being very brave recording so early in the day on a Monday morning. So thank you so much for that. So today we're going to talk all things annual conference. It was recording at the start of October, and we're looking to give a quick explainer around all the planning, all the plans, what the aims are, how to attend, etc., etc. So can we start just with the real basics? When is it on? How do you attend?
Yeah, so really basic. So we're starting on Monday, the 28th of October at the end of the month, run through till Thursday, the 31st of October. But important to note that the first 3 days are morning sessions only. So I think we run from about 10 till 12:30, and they're entirely online. However, for Thursday's full day programme, you'll have the option to attend either online if you'd like or in person. And we are at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre on Morrison Street. In terms of how you attend, it is free for members. Log in through our website and get yourself booked on. As I say, the programme has been made this year that you can drop in and out as you please, particularly on the first 3 days. So if there's any sessions that you're particularly interested in, please do hop on and off as much as you like over the 3 days. And then hopefully for the Thursday, you're able to join us all day. That is our keynote speaker day and sort of our panel discussions as well.
Brilliant. So really first of all, free, which is fantastic. Really flexible. So different content on over different days, and then obviously building to the last of the 4 days where it is hybrid still, but obviously it's the keynote speakers. It's in person at the EICC in Edinburgh, which is brilliant. So before we go into the actual details of each day and things like that, tell me this backstory to the planning for all of this, please. When does the planning actually start? I know from experience how much goes into these things. So can you tell our audience just a little bit about that?
Yeah, so planning starts very early, particularly because this is a hybrid conference. So we've got that in-person element. We'll start pinning down the dates around November time. So straight after our annual conference last year was on 31st of October as well. Straight after that, we're pinning down dates next year, for the next year. But I would say the actual sort of planning started this year around February, March time, where myself and a group of legal researchers sit down and just start to piece together some of the main themes that we're looking to cover over the 4 days. So we'll start doing that around February, March time, and we will just continue working on that throughout the next sort of 6-7 months until October time, because there are quite a few high-profile speakers involved in the annual conference. Obviously, it's quite we need to get these in pretty early, so hence why we do start that process very early in February time. And as I say, we just keep chipping away at it. Lots of people involved. As I say, we work with a team of legal researchers on the conference. We work with an operations team who really work out the logistics around what we're actually doing. And then we have sort of wider focus out from the Law Society as well. We work with our sort of specialist teams to make sure that the programme is ticking those boxes. For example, our AML team, our finance teams, just to make sure that what we're covering is really relevant to things that we are seeing in the profession over the past year or so, and then office bearers, chief exec, etc. We'll have frequent catch-ups with them just to make sure those are the ones that are sort of going out and meeting the profession all the time, just to make sure that the programme is really up to date to what sort of members' concerns are or areas that they want to discuss as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I do know there's so much goes into this. I mean, maybe sometimes from afar, people may think it's piecing this together is something you can do relatively easily, but I know from experience that it's not, and there's a huge effort involved in bringing it all together. So well done in relation to that. But we've got a little video that we can show from the annual conference last year for anyone who's not been along. They can hear a little bit about it. It's just over a minute or so. So play that just now, and then what we'll do is look at once we come back, look at the details this year, what the overall aims are. Okay, so play the video.
It's been a really great day. I feel like I've come away from it a little bit more inspired and a little bit more educated, which I think is always a positive. A great range of speakers, meeting people in the profession and just having an all-round good time.
I really enjoyed Bernard Savage's session on business development. He was incredibly engaging. Things that sound complicated, he helped make them feel less intimidating. So a great session all round.
It's been fantastic to be here in Edinburgh with so many members and with so many members joining us online. I really enjoyed the programme and the sessions, and also the chance just to say hello to members and chat to colleagues.
I think for me the standout was the trauma-informed practice. Hearing from the speakers directly, James Docherty in particular, hearing from someone that's kind of embroiled in the criminal justice system, how he turned things around was really, really inspiring. And I think it's good to have diversity, and hearing from someone that's maybe not your average speaker at the Law Society conference, I think that was really, really beneficial, and I thank him for his words today.
Fantastic. So there we go. That was really good. Look back at 2023. One of the big differences is obviously that this year is free. And can you tell me just a little bit more about why that's the case and what's involved?
Yeah, so free this year, which was a decision made pretty early in the sort of planning process. As many members might be aware, it's our 75th anniversary this year. So we are celebrating that, but we really just wanted to make it free this year as a way of giving back to our members. Obviously, if you attend the full programme, that's 12 out of 15 hours of CPD that you'd be getting for free. Obviously, we know with it being in October, it's kind of the time where people are maybe scrambling to try and get those last CPD hours. So really, it's just our way of thanking our members and giving something back to the profession in order for them to sort of fulfil those obligations free of charge this year.
It's brilliant. Okay, well, thanks for that. So now we know about all the details of signing up and attending for free, and we know all the planning that's going into all of this. So can you tell me, is there an overall aim, or are there overall aims in relation to all the content that's been pulled together?
Yeah, so overall aim, as I mentioned there, 75th anniversary of the Law Society this year. However, we did not want to take the opportunity to look back over the past 75 years and take that sort of historic approach. We really wanted to make sure that the conference this year was still very future focused. Realised that recently we are kind of in an era of rapid change and some unprecedented challenges as well, particularly in relation to AI and that sort of thing. So what we really wanted to sort of have the overall message that success in our profession now relies on that sort of ability to innovate and adapt. So over the course of the 4 days, each day has its own separate sort of sub-theme, but we really wanted to delve into those opportunities and potential challenges along the way. We're not shying away from that lie ahead in 2024 and beyond.
Brilliant. So can you just run us through what the aim of each day is then? Because it may some, you know, obviously like everything, some people will be particularly drawn to some topics. So yeah, what's involved in each day?
Yeah, so very briefly, don't want to give away too much, but day one is all around that sort of thriving and inclusive profession and how we build that. The fight for inclusivity predates the Law Society, and not only celebrating our 75th anniversary, we're also celebrating the 75th anniversary of the first female partner in a Scottish law firm, which I believe is at Balfour Manson, which is obviously a milestone for the profession. But this day will be an opportunity to reflect on the progress that has been made, but also, as we say, with that future focused, consider areas of improvement. So during that day, we speak a lot about sort of the hybrid working atmosphere and how we deal with potential challenges with that in order to foster a supportive work environment for all. We have a sub-plenary sessions on social mobility, neurodiversity, race, and then ending that day as we have a Women in the Law panel discussion where we have a look at how far we've come, where we are now, and most importantly, where we're going. So that's day one, very briefly. Day two is all about creating that modern and robust legal system. So you're very sort of black letter law heavy day, and it's an opportunity for us to discuss some of the fundamental issues potentially that are within the legal system. So we aim to highlight the issues that are faced by lawyers potentially every day in practice, and also wider constitutional issues. And we'll discuss how to best tackle these potential challenges in order to build that sort of modern, as we say, robust legal system. So we have a little bit of chat about the rule of law here. Importantly, we speak about that sort of people-centred, that trauma-informed legal system. As well, we have conversations on dirty money and the rule of law, so AML, AI, cybersecurity, and all that sort of good systemic sort of stuff that we need to deal with. Day three is all about building that innovative and importantly sustainable future. So this day will highlight the wider societal and potentially cultural changes which are affecting us as a profession, but also just general everyday life as well. So we speak here about climate change, artificial intelligence, demographic changes in the workforce, sort of this new generation of workers coming in, and that might shift priorities ever so slightly. So by taking this sort of positive look at the way that the world is changing, we'll offer some ideas of how we can embrace this change. So this day is all sort of themed about how innovation is necessary to ensure that sort of longevity in the legal profession, but also not into the sort of unpredictable nature of the world that we're living in. So that is day three. Day four is our keynote day. So we have a few exciting speakers within that day, which I'll just touch on ever so quickly. Our first keynote speaker is Pierre-Dominique Choup, who is the president of the Council of Bars and the Law Society of Europe, and he's going to give our keynote address on the independence of the legal profession from a sort of European perspective. However, we will break that down to the Scottish perspective following that keynote. Other keynote speakers, that we have is Rachel Corsie, who is the captain of the Scottish Women's National Team and the captain of Aston Villa Women. I know absolutely nothing about football, so I'm not even going to bother trying to explain this one, but it's all about sort of what we can learn from other professions, and obviously in the sporting world, what we can learn from something completely different to what we're doing there. So we've got Rachel Corsie joining us, and then our final keynote address is Simon Weston, CBE, who I'm sure a lot of you will know as a Falklands veteran, author and broadcaster, and he is going to come in person to meet us and give us a presentation on resilience, which is obviously something that he is very well equipped to speak about. So there's a very quick run through, Ali.
Rachel, that was brilliant. It shows you how heavily you've been involved in all the planning, because that's entirely off the cuff.
Aside from the football aspect, unfortunately, that was my team.
Well, I actually heard Rachel on 5 Live. I'm sure it was her talking about Aston Villa as a pundit yesterday, in fact. And she's absolutely brilliant in relation to talking about everything that goes involved around, professional sporting success. I'm sure she'll be an absolutely brilliant.
I think what's interesting about Rachel is that she also works in financial services as well. So she balances that profession with sporting. So I think that's an interesting angle that hopefully she'll take during the conference as well, about sort of pursuing passions at the same time of her career. And then obviously her passion has turned into a full career in itself.
Yeah, that's amazing. So it's great that there's obviously this there's these particular themes, overall aims. It's obviously packed full of different types of content and ideas and everything. So no, it all sounds absolutely brilliant. So we've got a little video just about attending in person, because obviously building towards the last day, and if people can make it along, there are still in-person spaces available. So I'll just play this video just to show the kind of experiences that the society is generally building out at some of the events that they're having. So here we go.
The networking has been great because there are a lot of people here who are involved in learning or involved in tech, and those two things at the moment are really mixing together.
A great range of speakers, and I think it's good to have diversity and hearing from someone that's maybe not your average speaker at the Law Society conference. I think that was really, really beneficial.
We brought a golf simulator with us today, so I think there's been a lot of fun being had. But in a day like today, which is obviously very important, there have been many interesting topics. We've added a little bit of fun into the mix.
It's really important for us to come to these events because it enables us to talk to people that will actually be using the product, not only from a selling perspective, but also from a product improvement and understanding where the pain points and things are. So we'll certainly be coming back.
So there we go, that looks great. Lots of interactive experiences. I know there's more planned in that regard. Do you know anything of that, Rachel? What might be?
Yeah, I've heard whispers of the golf simulator coming back. I know that was hugely popular. It was brought along by De Novo last year. So there's whispers of that. I've also heard whispers of yoga. And I'm sure we have some barista coffee as well, because I know at these sorts of events, sometimes the coffee isn't the greatest. So I've heard whispers of that as well. But as I say, loads of interactive, a bit of fun as well as part of the day too.
No, absolutely. No, that sounds great. And we do need to give a shout out to the sponsors. It is a free event, and that's assisted by their participation and visibility. So I've got a video actually from one of, I think, the main sponsors. Is it Wordsmith that we can play? Just a short 30-second, and I'll play that just now.
Wordsmith scales your capacity, letting you hire a team of AI legal assistants, empowering you to be everywhere at once. Wordsmith takes the countless queries interrupting your day, processes and triages them in real time using company data, enabling other teams instantly and leaving you to focus. By keeping a human lawyer in the loop, Wordsmith gives you control over priority actions, while it handles everything else. Never be called a blocker again.
That looks very interesting. I look forward to finding out a bit more about that, and maybe see them at the tech conference next year, hopefully, which would be really good. So I think I'm going to say this. Congratulations on what you've put together. It looks really good. Obviously, it can be an unlimited audience online, and if people can drop in, that one of the great benefits obviously is that anyone anywhere in the country can access the content, and there's unlimited numbers of those that can attend, I presume, yeah?
That's right, yeah, unlimited online, and there are still in-person spaces left as well. So if you are around, please do join in person, but yeah, online option is there as well, unlimited spaces for that.
That's brilliant. Well, it's early in October. I'm hoping that the rest of October is a fairly straightforward, and I'm not going to say quiet month for you, Rachel, because I know it's not going to be that, but there's obviously last minute bumps in the road and different things. So I hope all your planning runs smoothly, and I'm sure there'll be massive engagement across the profession with everything that's been put together. So thanks so much for taking us through it.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, Ali.
Well, very welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much. I'll just play a final sponsor video, and thanks again, and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.